Avevekuve. What? Hey, calm down. I'm gonna tell you what the Avevekuve is all about. This is exclusive.
So guys, there is no longer democracy in Nigeria. I mean, our democracy has been destroyed by this current administration. Under the Tinubu's government, there is nothing like the rule of law. Like you can see this headline talking about Tinubu ordering them to reinstate the ousted speaker of Lagos State. You must have heard the story. Now Nigerians are wondering what is going on. So there is no rule of law. Tinubu decides who stays in office and who does not stay in office. You know, all this is coming up because SEYI Tinubu has, expressed his desire to become the next governor of Lagos. So Tinubu is like caught up in a trap. He wants to come back second term, and he also wants his son to become the next governor of Lagos State. And for that to happen, he's just between opinion on which of these two to choose, whether his own personal ambition or that of his son, because this Lagos State speaker was removed after he tried to say he himself also want to become governor, the next governor. So they didn't want him to compete with SEYI Tinubu, and they just came up with all kinds of stories that we didn't know about before now, and on that basis they ousted him, they removed him. And we saw this headline that came up saying Remi Tinubu, that's Tinubu's wife, said she was the one that prevented the EFCC from, squeezing Obasa, meaning that they've been shielding Obasa despite his fraudulent acts. According to them, they prevented the EFCC from squeezing him. So you can imagine the rot in the system in Nigeria. If this man actually was into a fraudulent act, Remi Tinubu is saying that she was the one that shielded him from being prosecuted. And these are the people we have in Aso Rock leading this country, a country of more than 200 million people. These are the kind of leaders we have. Now, Tinubu has come up to say that Obasa, who is no longer the speaker, according to them, should be reinstated. This is coming after he realized that it's going to hurt his 2027 presidential ambition. He wants his son to become the next governor. So Obasa should give way. Obasa should be removed. But at the same time, Obasa controls some number of supporters more than SEYI Tinubu. So if Tinubu should just destroy Obasa's political future, it's going to affect Tinubu directly or indirectly if he's coming back as if he wants to run 2027 presidential election. Obasa's removal is going to hurt Tinubu. So Tinubu just suddenly realized that if I remove this man, it's really going to hurt me. After all, I didn't win the last election in Lagos. So removing Obasa means that I'm really going to sink come next election. So he just came to that realization, and now he's ordering that Obasa should be reinstated. Can you imagine? In a democratically, ruled country like Nigeria, you remove a man, after some days you order your boys again to still reinstate him. There is no rule of law. It's all about Oga has given the order, we must follow it. You can imagine the level of sheepishness among the Lagos politicians. Anything Tinubu says, even if it's against the constitution, they are mandated to do it, because anybody that rebels, is already looking for trouble. So I'm just going to allow you to take a look at how Aisha Yusufu has reacted to this. Honestly, it is sad to see how these people are out to destroy our democracy. There is no rule of law in this country. We all saw what happened in Rivers State, how Tinubu is still pampering the mess that Wike is doing in Rivers State. Nobody can allow the law to have its way, because in short, let me allow you to take a look at how Aisha analyzed this. Take a look for yourself.
Avevekuve. What? Hey, calm down. I'm gonna tell you what the Avevekuve is all about. This is exclusive. This news is just dropping now. People's Gazette. It said exclusive. Bola Tinubu orders Lagos lawmakers to reinstate Mudashiru Obasa as impeached politician refuses to vacate Speaker's lodge. Avevekuve. Is this Lagos state politics that they want to bring to federal politics? Citizens, we get work. If we no stand, then so they go take our head turn to mumu. Imagine. Okay. The move should expand fixtures inside the Lagos APC. But the president's grip on the state's politics meant no lawmaker would risk being seen as reluctant to follow his directives. So all of them are in his pocket. Bola Tinubu has opened pressure on members of the Lagos State House of Assembly to allow the return of Mudashiru Obasa as Speaker. People familiar with the development have told People's Gazette 3 weeks after an impeachment that sent shockwaves through the nation's commercial center. The Nigerian leader said this weekend that lawmakers should be prepared to let Mr. Obasa return because the political price for his removal could potentially outweigh the benefits of punishing his excesses, which bordered largely on corruption and abuse of office, two people said. All but 2 of the 40-member legislature are members of the ruling All Progressive Congress. So it's mainly APC members that are members of the Lagos State House of Assembly. Only 2 are not. And then, of course, Lord have mercy. We have a lot of work to do in terms of politics, but it's doable. We need to get control where institutions are the one in control, not people with large pockets that you don't even know where they got their money from. Or you know, but you have to say it allegedly. The president has sent instruction, definitely not my president, that we should start preparing to let him come back. Senior Lagos politician who participated in a series of meetings this weekend said, Tinubu said Obasa will spend only a short time before resigning on his terms. We have agreed to let him come back to give him a soft landing that he told us he deserved because of the serious political consequences of allowing this matter to endure. The politician said anonymously to discuss the minutes of internal political deliberation. I would do it differently if you asked me to be the ultimate decision maker in this matter. Let me go on. However, some lawmakers say his return will be difficult for those who participated in his impeachment, especially those who circulated copies of the Gazette story that preceded it. We are afraid that bringing him back will be like trying to pacify a snake after its head was severed. A source said its venom will be super deadly. Another senior political operative in Lagos told the Gazette, hold on, before I even continue, let me just, this thing is just on my mind as I'm reading this thing. Remember there was a video I did where there was also a report by this People's Gazette that Tinubu's wife wanted him to come back because I think he has some control over, is it Alimosho, one of those main local government where a lot of the votes come in, that if you antagonize him now, it might affect their 2027 bid that they're going to have. So that conversation, was already on. And then I saw also some place where some people were saying that this was like a fight between Remi Tinubu and SEYI Tinubu, kind of thing. Remember that this particular whole thing came out when the Obasa said he had ambition to be governor, and then some are saying that, it's SEYI Tinubu that they want to be governor and all of that. I don't even know whether you understand all this explanation I've made, but you know what they say about Nigeria. If you explain Nigeria to somebody and they understand it, that means the person didn't really explain it to you. So if you are not understanding what I'm saying, it means I'm really explaining it to you the way it is. Me, myself, I'm not understanding. Anyway, another senior political operative in Lagos told the Gazette that Tinubu had summoned a meeting in Abuja on Monday where those not already on board will be exhorted. Many of us have agreed that he should be allowed to return because we can only see the beginning of the fight, but not how it may end, the politician said. The meeting is scheduled for Monday, and some of us still in Lagos are already preparing to leave for Abuja. On January 13, Mr. Obasa was removed as Speaker after lawmakers learned through the Gazette's reporting that he had looted billions in procurement allocation for vehicles and other items they didn't receive. In short, there are many who said it wasn't even about them. The report has been there now for a long time. He has had corruption issue, they didn't bother. But it was when he decided to start making his gubernatorial ambition public that this whole, thing really escalated. Last but Mojisola Miranda was immediately named as his replacement. However, officials said she had seemingly allowed Mr. Obasa to intimidate her in her new role, even though she had the backing of at least 32 out of state 40 legislators. Since January 13, when Mrs. Miranda was inaugurated as Speaker, she had not been allowed to move into the official residence along Joy Ogunaika Ikeja GRA. The Gazette was told that Mr. Obasa, who was in the United States during his impeachment, went directly to the Speaker's lodge when he landed in Abuja from Atlanta and later triumphantly returned to Lagos. Upon his return, he denounced his impeachment as illegal and vowed to remain in office. He said they should let him enter the official lodge to remove his personal belongings in source, but he has refused to vacate the place, and Madam Speaker has been too afraid to take over from him. It was unclear what influence Remi Tinubu had on her husband's decision to push lawmakers to reinstate Mr. Obasa. This came days after the Gazette reported that the First Lady stopped the anti-corruption agency EFCC from arresting the embattled politician. However, she said an investigation into his use of public funds in Lagos may proceed, but don't arrest him. Mr. Tinubu's move to reinstate Mr. Obasa should expand fissures within the Lagos political circles, but Tinubu's grip on the state politics meant no lawmakers would risk being seen as reluctant to follow his directive, a source said. Look, some lawmakers are very angry that Tinubu decided to humiliate them like this, our source said, but they don't want to lead any resistance against Tinubu, who is also the party's leader. A presidential spokesman told Gazette on Sunday morning that he was unaware of Tinubu's directive to Lagos lawmakers. Mercer Obasa and Miranda declined to comment on Sunday morning. The Gazette also learned that Mr. Obasa met Governor Jide Sanwo-Olu in Marina on Saturday to finalize his return as Speaker, which may come as soon as next week. An aide to Governor confirmed the meeting without elaborating. This is how we are sitting down. Some people will sit down. In a democracy, they are the ones deciding what. Even those we send as representatives are too weak to do anything. But anyway, let us watch the Gege news that will happen, whether this Mr. Obasa is going to be reinstalled or is not going to be reinstalled or whatever it is. Gege.
So guys, you have seen it. These are the things we are talking about when it comes to rule of law in Nigeria. There is nothing like rule of law in this country. They've messed up this country, they've destroyed this country, and they just want to keep destroying it. I'm just wondering what will be left of Nigeria when Tinubu leaves office. I'm wondering if we will still have a country called Nigeria. People have been lamenting how under Tinubu's administration under Tinubu's leadership as the ECOWAS leader, some ECOWAS countries have found it more better to leave ECOWAS. And he is not even worried about that, Now, Tinubu is still playing with democracy that people paid with their lives, democracy that costs Nigeria a whole lot. That is what they are joking with. So when we talk about leadership, some people will tell you, leave Tinubu. Tinubu is the best. Tinubu is the only person that can deal with the North. Tinubu, is it dealing with the North or allowing the rule of law? Because I've seen people who made such comment on my videos, saying that Tinubu, Peter Obi cannot deal with the North. Tinubu is the only person. So it's all about rascality, according to Peter Obi. It's all about being a rascal. That is what leadership should look like in Nigeria. We are looking for people who can bring decency, into the country. We are looking for people who understand the importance of the rule of law, who are ready to also uphold the rule of law. But that's not what we are seeing under the Tinubu's government. They just want to grab power, snatch power, run with it. That power is not served a la carte. And that is just what you people are seeing here. So finally, democracy has been crushed under the Tinubu's leadership. No rule of law again in Nigeria. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. Please give this video a like so that YouTube can recommend it to others, and drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.